Oh my god, all the heads. If I lower the mic enough, I think I can actually. So if I lower my voice down to here, the one, the only, RG Beard. That was pretty good, I think, with the volume. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Orcs. Job's done. Dude. Sick. Gotta get that epic pen. Octopus noodles. Oh, why? There you go. What? Uh-oh. My pen acting up? Oh, no. Oh. One of the best features of Windows. So, this is pretty sick. What's going on and off topic? I got pinged for something. Raz. Oh shit, it's still on? Alright, let's do this. So this is Adjuster, or a Jester. My Last of Us scene. On lighting and last fixes, don't really like posters and tile texture. Then lighting. Tile texture. So I guess the reason the posters, you're not really liking the posters, is the color range. Like, make sure your blacks in your posters are not full black. 160p, oh my god, Res. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I think if you look at your range, like the range in this poster here is pretty good. It might still be slightly too dark in the darkest range, but I think it's still within range. So if you look at all of your other posters and make sure they're in that range, and then check out your saturation, tune all of those, and I think you'll be in a good spot. Also make sure that your white is not full white. So there's some white there. This looks really dark. These look really dark. This range here and this range probably need to be closer together, heading more towards this guy. These guys look washed out, but I think at the same time they kind of fit the kind of values that you're seeing in the scene. Did the music end? What's happening? No? Alright, cool. It's probably on some type of weird loop. Oh no, we're good. Kyle textures. Gotta be careful with those Kyle textures. I would actually suggest mapping all of these to a unique, like on a texture sheet, map each poster next to each other, squared off and everything. And then instead of like right now you've got a single quad like this, actually place the posters. Because then you can start doing ones where they hang like this. And then you can model some of them to like be curling a bit. Yeah, you can get ones that are on the wall back here, and then maybe like the top's starting to curl off the wall. I think you'll get more out of your pictures. Because now I'm seeing it. I think that's another reason why it's bugging you, is you're seeing the tiling. So in general though, the materials are looking pretty nice. There's a weird like pattern tile here, and then this grunge has a strange pattern to it. Yeah. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, especially when you go into this range, do you see like your albedo only? You see your posters are pretty. Especially these guys, they're way outside of the range of everything else. Like these guys look like they're in the proper range. Same with all this stuff. Nice job, dude. I like. Yeah, check your poster albedo ranges, and I think you'd be good. What? I'm done. I don't need to stream anymore, guys. That's sick. All right, so on to the next one. This is from Virus. New scene, new engine, new texture program, new everything. You poor soul. New 3D. It's 4D, guys. We're modeling in 4D now. I don't even. If you change the angle, it's a different scene altogether. So let's see here. I think you must be doing all your blockouts are done, right? This looks a little bright. There's probably, like, I guess you're using the emissive to light the scene, and then you have these lights. I'm guessing these ones are lights as well. Let's see here. I think that you need to look at how your light maps are set up, and then make sure that you're getting a nice bounce. And then like that the GI is being calculated properly in your light maps. But before all that lighting goes in, I would just concentrate on making the assets look good. Like if you need to, like in the model viewer for each asset, checking that those look right. Like this guy looks cool, but the brightness on the little screen there is super bright. What's up, Leon? How you doing? But yeah, and I don't know what this is yet. I guess we just need to wait for you to finish the texturing. It's coming along though. I think that this little area here is pretty interesting. I like the stacked books. I'd be careful with stacking files like in geometry. It's gonna be a console, so like buttons here and stuff, and a screen, maybe some more screens and stuff, like surveillance almost. Is there a screen here? I don't know. If you have any reference, I'd be curious to see what your reference is on this stuff. Whoops. Wow, how's your delay? You seem very quick to respond. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I will look at your reference when you drop it in chat, and then we'll go back to that. We're gonna look at the next one, which is this construction madness. Looks pretty cool already. It's super dirty. Resolution's not bad though. But yeah, the uniformity of the dirtiness is pretty, like I'd give it rhyme and reason to where the dirt shows up, I guess. Right now it's like someone sat there and sprayed dirt. And then so you've got this guy, which is pretty brutal. It's like a stretched UVs through a triangulation, like through strangulation. Oh God, stretch UVs. And then you've got some tiling stuff going on here. What else? I saw something else. Oh, this pipe. The textile density is lower than the rest. This looks squished. So just make sure your UVs are not as strangled by UVs. Make sure your textures aren't stretching and skewing. Like you see it here as well. And then even though these are mirroring, I would see if you could like either rotate the UVs on this or map them differently. And then again, watch out for the stretching and stuff. And then let's see, get some more variety in your roughness. Yeah, are they beveled in the they're beveled in the low poly, that's why. I guess, so the thing is depending on how big this is, right? If it's quite big, this bevel is totally okay. I don't apologize, man. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see here. Yeah, and then just watch out for stuff like this. So most of these materials, you could just make a tileable material and then assign it to these, right? And then just do a clean unwrap of these, and then another UV set, pack all those UVs, and then use that UV set to paint your griminess as well as your whatchamacallit, as your roughness variation on top of the tileable materials, because then you'll get away from this, because you'll be able to tile these as much as you want the material to be. I guess it's different when it's in Sketchfab, right? You don't have that type of control. Up here's pretty detailed. These bevels you should be able to bake in. And the only reason I say bake them up there is because that's going to be so high from the player. These look alright. This poly count for approaching those shapes is good. If you want to, from this distance, you might be able to exaggerate those a bit more where you make them wider. That way they really stick out, you know? Thanks, Virus. We shall check it out in a moment. Let's turn this stuff back off here. So you're getting some more stretching and stuff up here, but this detail, sure, it's not what is it, like UV'd in and like a nice smoothness to that, to the transition there, but I mean, you're looking at it this close in order for that to happen. I'm more curious about getting the texture resolution from this and this to be more the same, because then you can come back here and it just like, yeah, it reads how I'm expecting it to, like, I understand what's happening. But you could get a whole lot more out of your materials if you're using tileable materials and then making a mask for where the materials transition. And then be careful with these guys being so high poly. I guess they're not that high. They're pretty high poly. But I think in order to sell the roundness of it, you could probably get it even lower. And you don't need the bevel there, just bake that in. It's cool though. It's a cool asset. Elevated solutions, guys. They'll elevate your lights as high as you want. Alright, so this is Virus's, where are we at here? It's 8:47 already. Oh god. Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, get all the stuff in the scene first, and then worry about your lighting. If you need to use some posts to kick up the dark areas so that they're not so dark, get some more bounce going on, and just concentrate on getting all the pieces in. This is a crazy cool scene. And then yeah, so just concentrate on just keep getting all the things in there. All right, so this one by DevG, it's coming along, dude. The water solution that you have up top is pretty cool. I imagine animated that looks pretty awesome. Your lighting, I guess it's really bright right now, but I think you can solve that later. It's more about getting the shapes and materials looking right. And again, check your roughness values. Like, it's very, like, this looks like a freshly painted curb that's seen a little bit of damage on the edge almost shortly after being painted. You know what I mean? Like, it's quite reflective. Learning Unreal and Substance at the same time is giving me a headache. Dude, if that's the case, don't even worry about Substance right now. Just focus on one thing. Like, learning too many things at once will just kill you. It's worse than a hot room at 32 degrees. Let's see here. But yeah, I would just concentrate on your roughness values. And with the water stuff up here, that type of reflectiveness you could totally add on this. Like, oh, whoops, I'm not even doing that right. So this is the water edge. You could have the water like you would treat grime. You can have like a water dripping effect on the edge here. That's just the roughness is wet, right? Good shit. Good shit. And then I guess solve the centerpiece, and then we'll start looking at the lighting and then materials. So you make sure those materials display correctly, because they're still super reflective. They should be quite dull. Like, actually, if you can post a picture of just the roughness. I want to see what the roughness looks like. You can do that. If you don't know, you can do that. I'll launch Unreal and show you in a minute here. We got a dresser by Curious. Or a dresser, sorry, not a dresser. Oh man, too tired. It's like a filing cabinet / workstation thingamabob. I don't know what you would. A secretary? Is that, yeah, a secretary? This looks pretty cool. The last time we saw it, I was going to say that the details down here were sticking out too far, and they felt strange in their value. But now they have the wear and tear that I'm expecting. The handles maybe have a little too much AO around them. This one's pretty. Yeah, okay. The ones below is just really dark around them. It's strange looking to me. Inside, I would probably put like a layer of dust with maybe some shapes that look like there were books or boxes in there that got pulled away and it scraped some of the dust away. You could probably do that in the same mask that you're using for your for the edge damage. In general, though, this looks pretty awesome. The resolution's a little low, but I think for what you're going for, it's fine. I really like that these drawers are a little different in color. And there's some grunginess going on here. This spot right here, I don't know what's going on. There's like a really sharp edge right there. And then I'm not sure what that material is. Do we have like a closed version of this? I think we do. The first time we saw it was closed. Anyways, this looks pretty solid. I would put a dust layer on it and see how that looks. Just on the Z. So, stylized steampunk Alchemy Lab from Bredington. Two quadrants. Cool. So this view, this one right here, is really strong. And I think it's because you get a good sense of space and overview. Oh, and you get to see the legs of the table. F5, please. F5, please. Wait, what? Ah, I see. This one's pretty cool as well. You see the problem you're getting, what I was saying earlier, is like, because there's a light behind here, everything's being uniformly lit. And that is definitely, that's causing, like you don't have a sense of how far away something is versus how close it is to the camera. I think that, you know what? I think you should get to texturing, and then we can look at that stuff. Delete System 32, please. In general, this is looking pretty cool. I mean, there's so much detail that you're going to have a ton of fighting to go through and make sure that you're looking at what you want to look at. Compositionally, that's going to be difficult with this much detail. You're going to have to use lighting to push elements back, like I was saying on the last stream. You definitely have a sense for the stuff you want, so I would start building parts of it, like actually texturing them out and that. You're currently busy with unwrapping? Dude, I bet. It's a lot of stuff to unwrap. The detail up here on the trim doesn't fit the scene. Like the size of it, these details are really small. The shape at least. But yeah. That style of that trim, like I would almost rather that be like a really simple wood trim pattern, like a molding that's bold, so that there's not a lot of detail, so that you have some areas for your eyes to rest, because there's a lot of detail going on right now. All right, onward. Nice flamethrower. Flamethrower. Jam79 doing a little bit of fan art. Last of Us flamethrower done in Maya and Didu. Still working on final first pass of base textures. Looking for a little feedback on what could be done. There's another one, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, so initial feedback. Dent up the can, like someone squeezed it a little bit. It's like a little crinkled. The tape. Give it a beginning and an end. Maybe some of it undone, or like loose around where it meets the rest of the pipe. Some weld lines here would be nice. A roughness pass on the piping. Like this roughness here looks alright. Maybe it could be a little less rough, so it's a little bit more reflective, with scratches and damage that's kind of going into this range. And then these need to look like metal. You know what I mean? And then you can, where the darkening is happening, you can take that and use that as your roughness. So like this becomes super rough, and then it turns into the metal. Let me see if I can find the. So, one of my buddies, Johannes Larsson, he's a badass. He's really fucking good. He made that. I linked it in chat. This is like an AK-47 with a flamethrower. So look at how he's doing his wrapping and his tape and stuff. Think about how stuff is put together. How things get taped up. Tape has a beginning and an end. The way they overlap on top of each other. That type of stuff is really important. All right. Ben, Bubbles, buddy. Pistol. It's pretty solid for a day. Everything looks really nice. It's really interesting because the bevels are actually quite tight, but they're that tight in the real model, you know? Nice work, man. I would look at the gap under here, see if that's there. And then this is nice. This is a nice touch where this flicks up, it goes into that spot. And then down here. Hey, it's that song again. So this yeah, Simp, he makes most of his weapons in ZBrush too, dude. Look at where these meet and make sure that makes sense. Pretty solid, though. I hearted it. And then we got a rock. So this rock, I'm scrolling up. Bob Arian, this is pretty slick, man. The details that are here, this is good. This is about as far as I would take the detail in ZBrush, because the rest is going to get lost because of the material details, the material detail normal and stuff like that. So like these bigger shapes, like these big harsh ones, those are good for the directional light, right? And then these ones will get caught on the really harsh angle of the directional light. Everything else will be solved by your tileable material. Screenshot's fine. This is more than enough to see what's happening. I really like this area. Like that's how you have this faceting. There's this face here, and then this face, and this one. Like this is cool, and you can see the layering and how it kind of chips away. That's how you get the natural look in your rock. Would it be faster to make it in Moto plus round edge shader? Depending. I mean, if you get fast enough in ZBrush, no. I think they're about the same. Especially with the new one that should be coming out soon. So this is Judd's. It's subtle, but added DOF in vignetting. So this looks pretty cool. I think that there's some really these lines from the atmosphere is really sharp. Like I'd be careful on how sharp those are. I think the reason they look so sharp is because the background here is really dark. You just need to have a ambient light in there. Is it an ambient light? Let me double check. I need to update Substance for Unreal. I'm gonna move forward while that's loading. And then we've got this, is this an op? This is fucking sick, man. It's super cool. I love how big the ball is on the end of that. Yeah, you're like, closer. Look closer. Yeah, this is pretty sick. The subtle lines in there are really nice as well. Pretty slick, man. There's nice details in there. Where are we at here? I can probably actually give you a exact example in the main scene. Let me let that load. So you see my light rays are pretty harsh as well, and it's the reason they're so harsh is because the background stuff is so dark. Adding a skylight helps immensely. Let me see here. Why is that not working? Oh wow, everything's kind of broken. Hang on. Oh no, the skylight's working. Oh, that's really weird. Huh. But so when you have contrast in the background, I'm gonna have to debug why that's happening. When you have contrast in the background next to a God ray, that separation really breaks stuff. So like if you could solve that, you'd be in a pretty good spot. Wireframe, no. Oh, you can't even see him in the... That's cool. Anyways, alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. It is 9:01. The stream was it's kind of all over the place, but it's all good. We're just hanging out. We're just doing our thing. Trying stuff, learning things. It's good. It's good. But yeah, get some stuff going. And I'll see you guys on Friday. We're going to do a portfolio review and then critiques for you guys. And then we'll be on our way. We'll be on our way to the weekend. It's going to be nice. Chanpon, thanks for the follow. Cheers, buddy. If you haven't followed, follow. I'll see you guys on Friday. Later, guys.